Low carb, keto friendly garlic bread that tastes like the real thing? Yes, please. We're making my keto garlic bread. So I've been doing a lot of low carb recipes at home for myself and wanted to share some of these recipes with you. But what I wanted to do was create some of these recipes that you normally have, like garlic bread or maybe some fast food or something like that, and make it low carb and low sugar friendly. And this garlic bread recipe is amazing. Seriously, if you give it to your guests, they won't know that they're not eating real garlic bread. So what I want you to do first is preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And then into a large microwave safe bowl, I want you to add grated mozzarella, almond flour. Now, if you have a nut allergy or anything like that, you can substitute the almond flour and put in some ground up cauliflower, and that's easy. You just put the cauliflower into a food processor, whiz it up until it's nice and fine, and that will do the same thing for you in this recipe. So that's a good substitute. Now you want to add the cream cheese, baking powder, and what the baking powder will do is it will help rise our bread a little bit and make it nice and fluffy on the inside, just like if it was real bread. Now at this stage, if you want to add just a pinch of salt, you can for seasoning. I find that it makes it just a little bit salty for my taste, but you can add a little bit of pinch of salt if you want to. Because don't forget, that cream cheese is already salty, and the mozzarella obviously just a little bit, and then of course the Parmesan later on. So adding more salt to it, for me, tends to be just too much saltiness. So now you want to microwave it on high for only 1 minute. Just pop it in the microwave, give it a minute, and it will just start to melt down slightly. That cream cheese will go nice and soft, and all that mozzarella will just start to break down. Bring it out of the microwave and then put an egg straight into the mixture, and then give it a good mix around until everything's combined. And what you're looking for is this sticky dough texture. And that's the great thing about the melted mozzarella. It sort of binds all of this together, and with that baking powder, when it cooks, it just starts to open up air pockets, and it is just beautiful. So then place the dough on a baking sheet with parchment paper, or like I'm using, just a silicone mat, and just shape it into whatever shape you want. If you want a long garlic bread, that's fine. I've gone for a more sort of oval shape. Put it to one side, and then into a bowl, I want you to place in some melted butter, unsalted butter, and then I'm gonna add in fresh chopped parsley. I've got this growing outside like weeds at the moment, so I need to use as much of it as I can. So put it straight in there. You could use basil for this as well. Some fresh garlic. And then of course, my favorite, some Parmigiano Reggiano straight over the top. You can just use normal Parmesan cheese for this, but grate it in. Don't get that grated stuff. It's just horrendous. Just, get a nice block of Parmesan cheese. It'll sit in the fridge. It'll do you forever. Give it a good mix around until everything's combined, and then we're just going to put it over the top of the bread, and then just using the back of the spoon, just spread it to all sides, get all that dough covered, and that's it. That's all you have to do. This is literally taking you 5 minutes to put together. It now goes into the oven. Like I said, a preheated oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes. Check on it at 15 minutes. Make sure it's nice and golden brown on the outside. It would have risen slightly, puffed up a little bit, but just watch the edges around that they don't burn, and then bring it out. Leave it to rest for only about a minute or two. Just let everything settle down a little bit, and then you slice into it, and it is just a thing of beauty. It is crunchy on the outside. It is soft in the middle. That beautiful butter and garlic flavor. It's not oily. It is just delicious. It tastes just like garlic bread, but without all those carbs. You can use this as a side dish, obviously, or just as a snack, just dip it into some marinara sauce, which would just be beautiful, and just, enjoy it because it is so good for you, especially if you're on the ketogenic diet side of things. Low carb, good fats with that good quality cheese in there, and the flavor is tremendous. If you're after the recipe, and I reckon you will be, please head on over to my website. Links are in the description. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give it a thumbs up, share it around with your family and friends, and I'll see you real soon for another recipe. Have a great day.